Remember this.
Hey, you think as far as hard life, you think I lived a harder one than yours?
Probably you went to prison.
No, but beyond that,
I don't know. Like, I don't keep score on things, but probably you lived a harder life.
What would you if you know what calls and puts are in like
Yeah,
options?
yeah, yeah.
What would be your call and put on that?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
What would be your futures?
My futures?
You ever play futures ever?
No, never.
You never play futures
No,
ever?
I know you do. I don't get into that stuff.
I would recommend people stay to options because you bet
Most people will never get into that life, man.
most people will never understand it.
Most people don't even pick stocks. They just fund and like fuck off. Like I'm not trying to
No, I
stress
think
myself.
most people just save money.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's
well,
what I think.
actually, if you look at if,
Majority of people aren't investing in stock.
the majority of people aren't even saving money. Like if you look at if stats can all that stuff's to be believed, most people aren't even really saving money month to month. So then you already have a small percentage of people in the country that are actually having some portion of their income to save, and then like you said, majority of them are just saving because they're like scared about whatever.
NPCs.
And then you have a smaller percentage that are actually investing, and then you have like the actual
Do you
tiny
invest?
percent. I invest. Yeah.
What is your?
I don't. I'm in the larger category of not the people who are actually
You do
super
like
deep.
all broad.
Yeah, I'm just doing
Okay.
broad
How
index
do
stuff.
you just before we get into
Sure.
detail, you know, we're just talking like big picture.
Yeah.
Right. Do you pick the ETFs or the stocks or anything like that? How does it go?
Yes. So I picked some of those ETFs and I kind of base it off of like which markets they're in. So yeah, some of the North American stuff, some of like the emerging market stuff. So I kind of do it that way, but that's as deep as I haven't taken the time to actually be like, you know what, let me sit down and actually see if I could
How do you source this?
optimize this.
What's
I
the
really
broker?
I do it through
A bank?
through my not a bank, but through my
Credit
workplace.
union?
My workplace policy they're set up through Sun Life.
Though they do to some.
Yeah. So I have the
You know
option.
how that works?
Yes. So they do state how much like their fees are. Like they every quarter you get a statement of like, okay, fees, dividends, and your performance and all that sort of stuff. So I see how much they're taking on their cut,
What
which
is
is
the usual fees?
it's like
And this is
point.
fees. This is fees to manage.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
And
because
is this
that's
active management or passive management?
passive.
Passive
Passive.
management.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it might be active because I'm not sure. It'd be
Well, you
interesting.
should, the
I
rate
could-
will tell you.
Yeah, I guess I could pull it up right now. It's
What-
not much. So like
Is it under 1%
yes,
per year?
yes,
Per annum?
it's per year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's passive.
It is. No, it
It's
is.
not gonna be active.
They have from what I'm guessing. If I haven't looked too deeply into it, but if I were to guess, because they always say it's like proprietary, whatever. I would imagine they have these funds because they call them whatever they want to call them. They're not calling them by the actual ETFs, right? They're calling it by this is like our risked managed or like
It's dumbed down for.
it's dumbed down for people who don't really want to be thinking too much.
It's a layman way.
If you want to get into it,
Yeah.
you can kind of start picking stuff up, but it's all they call it.
So what's
They
the,
give it their own names.
What's the top 5 biggest ETFs that they usually invest into? If you look at your
Oh,
statements?
shit, I could take a look. I mean, we can do this. I don't know if you want to do this right now. We can do this later, but I could pull it up.
Just pull it up at some point.
Yeah, I will.
The problem I have is nobody can tell the future.
Oh no, never.
And,
Anybody that does is a liar.
And passive management is as good as your own management, ChatGPT management. And the only way I would, not that I'm some fucking investment banker type of motherfucker, but I have enough experience in it where I can tell you what works as far as probability.
Yeah.
The only benefit of going through your company is that if they match you what your
That's
investments are.
so for me. It's 2 reasons. One is that one, like you said. So
Yeah.
the matching is
What is it? 3%?
5%.
5%?
Yeah,
That's
which
not
is
bad.
good. No, it's
Pretty
as far as like the average of what companies are going to offer you, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Now
The
you
other
put
bit-
this on your TFSA.
No, it's RSP right now. But I can go
You
TFSA.
max out your TFSA.
They don't. Yeah, but they don't match TFSA. They only match RSP. That's the only thing that work will match.
RSP, I wouldn't recommend maxing that out all the time, brother.
No, but what I'm saying is I'm maxing out their matching because they only match 5%. So
So what
that
if
5% doesn't max out my RSP. That 5% is that's gonna be like an extra few hundred, a couple thousand maybe, but that's not
Per
gonna max
year?
me out. Yeah, that's not gonna max me out, right?
Yeah.
Right. I was just real quick. I was gonna say on that back on the work thing. The other big incentive for me for actually investing into this is because the Sun Life thing is through my work. I can actually pick my work stock as something I want to invest in, which is not typical. When you get into these workplace managed funds, you can only pick broad index stuff. You can't be like, oh, I want to invest in Nvidia, I want to invest in Apple or fucking XQT or whatever kind of stock you might think of. You can't do that, right? Like it's either you can pick the broad funds and that's it.
Yeah.
But because this is through my company, which is a publicly traded company, I can actually invest that stock specifically. That's the one exception that they make. So that
Which stock?
I'm not gonna dox myself, but my company stock.
Publicly traded.
Yeah,
company
my
stock.
company is a publicly traded company.
Do you get
No, we don't get like stock options,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
or like I was talking about this
That's
with
how
like some of the
that's
boys.
how our friend with the E
Yeah, well,
became very wealthy
well,
because
it
me and
wasn't a
him,
stock option. It was what it is. It's like you get like a preferential buy. Like every few years, you get to buy it at a discount.
it's a dated
Exactly.
preferential
It's
buy.
like I forgot, but yeah. So we don't have that. We don't have that. I think when you get into like upper management, there are different incentives when it comes to stocks. But when you start working for the company that I work for, anybody, if you're in that workplace plan, you can just decide like I wanna buy more of that stock through the plan. So that is nice because if you think about it this way, you're like, okay, I'm gonna take my 5% of my RSP, I'm gonna get it matched, and I want all of that dumped into that stock. You could do that if you wanted to,
I would
but I don't. I
again.
split it.
Do you want me to give you some advice? Not really.
Sure, yeah, I'm open to hearing whatever.
I would say limit your RSP investments to 5.
Yeah, no, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, yeah.
And then dump everything into your TFSAs.
100%. I think that's really good advice. I think if anybody listens to this, and you're probably not listening to Funny but Foul for financial
I
advice,
think we should do this
and
more
it isn't financial advice. You have to put that disclaimer out there.
It is
However,
not financial advice.
I think that's really good. That's a really good statement to make. I'll say that.
The other thing I would say is like this: if you find yourself, I don't know if you do, but I generally find myself having more left over as far as like just like per month. I would recommend. For me, what I did was I started a corp account.
Okay. Not everyone has the access to that, but that's good.
So I talked to many accountants about this.
Yeah.
And they told me something that I kind of seen around, but it was kind of like again, it sounds like hocus pocus. It sounds like fresh and fit. It sounds like some cliche bullshit. But this is the only thing. If you have losses,
Yeah.
let's say, because generally like 50% or more people like statistically have losses in their first year,
For sure.
second,
For sure. Yeah.
second year, third year, whatever. If you show these losses, basically it accounts for future gains.
Okay.
So let's say you put in.
I found the stuff, by the way.
Yeah. We'll talk.
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about
Go.
that. Just real quick, you invested 35K in your first year,
Mhm.
50K in your first year, whatever. You had 10K, 15K worth of losses. You keep. If you have losses, you can sell or buy, or whatever the case may be. The benefit of that is you can track through Claude or ChatGPT or whatever. You can track who has good earnings. Okay, let me buy them, right? And honestly, to a certain extent, you can program ChatGPT to tell you like, okay, give me stock update, market update per day.
This is excellent right now. Like what he's saying, this is actually gold. Like this is really for anybody that feels like a lot of the stuff has always been out of reach for them because they didn't want to spend the time to like do read and like get into that world. This right now is excellent. Like this is really good because a lot of people don't have the capacity to spend hours in a day or in a week to do that, or even if they did it, they kind of feel like it's out of reach. But what you're saying is great because anybody that has ever used ChatGPT, which is honestly speaking, most people, my fucking mom, it's her best friend. It wouldn't take her too much to like ask that question, like you said, be like, okay, so then, okay, how could I program? And it will do that for. It'll actually guide you to that point, as you just said. That's great for anybody that would think about doing this.
There's a guy out there. His name is Nicholas Crown.
That's our boy. That's our boy. We like Crown on this channel.
Gives a lot of free advice.
He does.
The benefit of Nicholas Crown is he'll tell you like CFTC, COT, which is I talked to Brian about this.
Yeah.
Which is basically all hedge funds.
Yeah.
Every Friday.
Yeah.
They come together and they say, what are we investing into next week?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have breadth, right? Which is market breadth.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what is the sequencing? Then you have rotations. Then you have options and calls and puts. Then you have futures.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have macro and microeconomics. Okay. Then beyond that, you have earnings. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Then beyond that, you have bond yields. Then beyond that, you have FX. Then beyond that, what you have is
insider trading.
But
I'm kidding.
No. It's true.
Yeah, I know.
It's true.
It's false.
I follow a few good people. Nancy Pelosi, top tier, right? But
yep, that's a good one.
D. Trump also top tier.
Top
right?
tier.
D. Trump goes on Truth Social and says some shit, and then his son goes and calls him
Kush.
And, dude,
good old Kush.
His son does futures, which is people don't understand what the fuck I'm saying, but they do futures with 100 million plus.
Yeah, no,
which is insanity. The probability of winning futures on like a 10 for 10 basis is like, dude, Albert Einstein couldn't calculate.
I have kept myself away from a lot of this stuff because
it's gambling, bro. It's gambling.
No, not only that, but just like learning about that part of the world because I'm like, fuck, like there's other things that interest me more, and I feel like at times that sort of stuff is like just can be overwhelming.
I
But
love finance.
no, when you talk about like that level, like what you're just saying, like the cushion, and it's crazy what the elites at that level are doing when it comes to the market, because it actually is it's like being an ant and seeing like the world turn, because
Yeah.
you're looking like, how the fuck are these guys betting with hundreds of millions of dollars
Billions.
on the few, and you're like, how the fuck? And so then you come to the realization like, well, they know something that we
Insider
don't.
trading, bro.
And
That's
to
a real thing.
us, obviously it feels like they're predicting the future, but they're not predicting the future. They're just
They're in those meetings.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not the same,
Yeah.
right?
But the
So
problem
it's
is this: um, you cannot operate like those guys operate,
no,
right?
no.
And I think a lot of people think they can. Nicholas Crown, I've subscribed to his thing, and
Oh, his newsletter?
because my corp operates as a not only a construction, but it also operates as a investment through market, right? So when I did my first fiscal year, I showed losses.
Yeah.
And essentially, the subscription that he offers, which is Trade Desk, which is a daily thing, and then there's Crown Macro, which is a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Essentially, I can write that off. $150 a month American.
Oh, I understand.
I can write
Yeah,
that
yeah,
off. So one benefit I can say is this: when you are market literate, you can truly see the corruption. The corruption is so deep
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
there's so many things that we as regular peasants talk about. Oh, the Canucks game, the soccer game, no offense, basketball,
Sure, whatever, yeah.
bread and
It's
circus,
bread and circus,
right?
yeah.
But as soon as I understood market literacy, I truly understood where I stand in the world. That was the key calculation where I knew, okay, I am here. I have this much IQ, right? How do I depending on my successes in my life, how do I compare to my peers, to the Vicks, to the Emmels, to the U's, to the drug dealers that bought my line for 90 grand and now that line's worth like 500K, right?
These are toilet thoughts. You're like,
no, these are not toilet thoughts. These are adult thoughts. And essentially, I go back and I look at every aspect of how it could help me out. And it goes back to something one of the things I learned from my dad. My dad told me at a very young age, he said, listen, brains will carry you through life, but bronze is a temporary measure. And I recently understood this. Because, steroids, peptides, this and that, you think you're going to get all these bitches. You don't. The girls come from the money, and your understanding of life comes through the money. And once you understand where you stand as far as, this, everything I just said, all these like basically indicators, VIX, volatility, fear index, all these things. You put that into ChatGPT, and you truly do have a access of the ability to gain money beyond your working hours. That composition of an idea is something not a lot of people our age thinks about.
Yeah.
The idea that you can make money beyond your 40 hours a week, but it's going to take you probably an extra 2 hours to an hour a day to wake up in the morning, listen to Bloomberg, right? Live, right? Throughout the day. Instead of listening to JRE. I mean, JRE is great.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But
it takes like a mental shift to kind of get to that point. Yeah.
And there is a mathematics and possibly some people might say a physics standpoint of probability and statistics that keeps your brain sharp throughout these things. I just want to wrap this up by saying anybody can do this. You can look at the indicators, put it into ChatGPT. If you have a corp and you're lucky enough to have a corp and work under a corp where you pay yourself through dividends or salaries, fantastic. If not, you are limited. And this is what the government does, right? They limit you to 8, 10, whatever the fuck, TFSA, FHSA, RRSPs, whatever. The key rat hole escape is this. You put all of your corp money. You never take it out. You keep it going 30, 40, 50 years.
Let it ride.
This is going to sound like
let it ride.
Fit.
Yeah.
You let it ride. You never sell. You rotate based on market rotations. Then what you do is you keep it in there. As your corp increases in revenue, as your corp increases in assets, right? Because right now, like I bought this place. I can transfer this place into the corp. Now the corp has more buying power. right? I'm not just saying this to sound like some fucking goofball, but I'm just saying the best advice I got was keep that money in the corp. Then once it gets to the point of 500 grand, 600 grand, $1 million, you can at that point loan 50% of your current asset value against your assets from the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get, let's say you have $1 million, you can get $500,000
Mm-hmm.
at whatever corp rate it is, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever the fuck. Usually, if the economy goes well, my best years have been, this is gonna sound retarded. My best years, on average, have been, if I average out the last 10, 13, whatever fuck years, it's been around 15, 20%. Your loan is around 3 to 5. So this allows you to have some buying power, and I would say don't take that lightly. But there's a lot of things you can do with that. You know, you can go buy other places.
Yeah.
And because you are keeping this money in your corp, you don't have to pay capital gains. And if you don't trust your partner or
Canada's income tax system is based on residency, not citizenship. Unlike the United States, Canada does not require citizens or expats to pay income tax simply because of their citizenship or passport. Whether you owe Canadian income tax depends on your tax residency status and where your income is sourced. So if you're a foreign national who moved to Canada to live or work, yeah, okay, fine, you pay. But Canadian expats living abroad, if you're a Canadian who has moved to another country, you do not owe Canadian tax on foreign earned income. You only pay Canadian tax on remaining Canadian income, like pensions or Canadian real estate rental income.
Beautiful.
So,
listen, I'll say this.
Yeah.
Over the years, my ego's got so small that I rather be wrong, and I rather understand that we're in a country where it's actually the laws and regulations are for our favors, than be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So great.
It is what it is, baby.
Mark Carney, Trudeau,
whatever.
Polyev, thank you. Or whoever the fuck.
Alexander
put this
McKenzie.
together. Yeah. Cyrus the Great. Thanks.
That's funny.
Let's move on to the next thing on top of your head.
Do you know about oud? Or oud? I don't know how they call it. OUD. I'm just thinking
Which
about
aspect?
I'm just thinking about it because I got this fragrance coming. Yeah. So we're talking about fragrances now. So the last time we met, we talked a little bit about fragrances. You mentioned like elixirs, and then I was looking into it later. I was like, okay, what about all these like whatever things? Because I was looking at buying Sabrina perfume and like all this stuff. And
talk to me before you do that.
No, I haven't bought anything, but I was looking at stuff.
Specialize. I'm a savant in.
I know, I believe it because there's a whole world of there's like
yeah.
Okay, so most people when they think of perfume cologne, they think of going to Sephora, Shoppers, wherever you might go to get a fragrance, and you're looking at the.
You're doxing yourself by saying these fucking.
No, it's people know where we live. Fucking back shot here. Most people understand fragrances from your big ticket American brands.
Yes.
Dior, Chanel, Guerlain, whatever. Some of these French ones too. But what fragrance people that are into fragrance are like frag heads, I guess. There's like a whole other world, like Arabian fragrances. That's a whole other world. And I had no idea. Like this is just a whole thing. And I don't know if my phone.
Not that good.
Okay, fair enough. You'll educate me in a second here. But I was on Instagram the other day and I started getting hit with like stuff because I guess my phone picked up on it. And I saw two things that were interesting. One, I saw a local guy that is selling apparently these like hard to come by fragrances like in person. So fine, whatever. And the other one was really interesting. You might have seen this. It was a guy doing like a get ready with me from Saudi Arabia, and he had his whole I don't know the terminology, but like the white.
It's called ammame.
Okay, yeah. And he was like how a Saudi gets ready, and he gets the charcoal ready, kind of like you would like with this. I'll use like he gets the charcoal ready like this, and he starts burning it. He puts some oud in there. And then he's using that to like waft into his outfit, and then he takes his different. He's just sending it like he's really going for
burning the charcoal.
Yeah. He burned the charcoal first to get it nice and hot and burning, and then he added the oud.
Smoky oud.
Yeah, and then he put the oud on top to like it whatever. So
not necessary though.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying like it was cool to watch because obviously I've never seen anyone fucking do that. He's like putting it like under his everything, right? And then with the different sprays and fucking whatever. Educate me. So what
portion you want?
Like what is oud to begin with? Is that like do we see it in every fragrance? Is that very common? Why is it only in like why is it always in oil? Why is it not a spray? Like what the fuck is it?
There's only two aspects.
Okay.
There is a alcoholic base,
and
there is a oil base.
Oil based. So the little bottles, those are the oil based ones, I'm guessing, right? Because like they're little.
Not always.
Okay.
So little bottles, I'm thinking you're referring to an elixir.
They're tiny. They're like pill size almost, and like that's where the guy like in that video he unscrewed it and he just dropped a few drops of
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah.
that's not an elixir.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about is the combination of a oil base or an alcohol base
Mhm.
that is a certain percentage of the cologne or perfume.
Yes. Yes.
What you're talking about is a oil
Yes.
that this guy has.
Yeah.
He puts that into a charcoal,
Mhm.
which is oud flavoring.
Mhm.
And essentially, oud is a musky.
It's like wood. It comes from wood, right?
It could be wood.
Yeah.
It could be closer to tree.
Right.
It could be very green. And essentially, he's putting that into a charcoal. And the base that he gets that out of is a smoky oud, which
Okay.
is a smoky wooden. And
Okay.
it could be very green. It could be very dry.
Right.
It depends. It could be spicy.
Yeah,
It could be
yeah,
non-spicy. It could be sweet. Essentially, he's getting a combination of the oud, whatever that combination
Yeah,
of oud
yeah.
is, plus the charcoal smoky flavor. Now, unnecessary, because there's ouds that you can get that is pre-smoky, pre-spicy.
Is he doing that because it'll just apply better? Like why burn it on the chart? Like why do all that? Or is it just for the
It's IG.
just for the algorithm? Yeah, just
It's
to
the
get the
algorithm.
engagement.
Because
Okay.
nobody's doing this shit.
Yeah, right.
When we were kids, in Iran growing up, there's certain things Middle Easterns find high importance to be a kind of a savant in.
Okay.
Mathematics, physics,
Sure.
cologne, dressing well,
Okay, yeah.
mechanical, cars, construction, manly shit.
Yeah.
And essentially, this is one of those things, right? How do you do a straight edge? How do you shave your face?
Sure,
with a straight
sure.
edge? There's aspects of that Middle Eastern culture where they basically
You try and excel in.
not only excel in, but they try to make you perceive yourself as these aspects of subjects are what you need to focus on.
I understand. Yeah.
Philosophy,
Yeah.
psychology,
Okay.
blah, blah, blah. And then you grow up to be a savant, right? And you'll notice this in Middle Eastern cultures more than other cultures. We have specialized in specific things, wrestling,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. This is one of those things.
Got it.
Right? We grew up knowing these things,
Mm.
right? We grew up being taught these things, like in school, right? Grade 1.
Yeah.
They were teaching us, okay, women, we were never in the same classes. Women do this.
Yeah.
Men do Greco-Roman wrestling at 6
Right.
years old, right?
Yeah.
And you grow up to be that, right? And you have a nation that grows up to doing those things. The same like Dagestani.
Yeah.
And essentially, the beauty of cologne is the sentiment of class, right? Because it's a sensory thing.
Yeah.
Right? And not a lot of people worldwide have the capacity or the financial understanding or the financial capability to be at this level of, okay, what do you smell like today? What do you smell like tomorrow? This day, that day, that day.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is that it's one of those things I think is necessary, man. You don't want to smell like a fucking, a dirty fucking. I'm not gonna say race related.
I don't think anybody wants to smell bad, but I think there's a difference between like what you said. Somebody who understands scents very well to be able to say, okay, I want to smell this way for a meeting or for a date or for just going out, whatever, versus someone says like, I just want to smell clean. Those are two different things,
100%.
right? And the person who says I just want to smell clean doesn't know that there's
It's
things
a
you can do.
Canadian ideology. I
Yeah,
wanna smell clean.
100%. Yeah,
It's one of those things.
exactly. Yeah. So it's
So in Iran and Middle East, there is colognes that have deodorants. You can add oils to deodorants to make yourself smell much better.
right.
There's daytime smells, there's midday smells, there's nighttime smells, right? There's dry weather smells, there's wet weather smells, there's
Hot
cold
weather, cold
smells.
weather. Yeah.
And beyond all this, there's obviously different spectrums of concentrations of colognes and perfumes, which we talked about.
Yes.
Elixir,
Yeah, that we talked about.
At a toilette, at
Parfums.
a perfume.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then beyond that, there is your understanding of your skin.
Yes, I think that's actually really cool to talk about you with because that's the one thing that I, in my very limited exposure to scents, have been trying to figure out. Is like what matches well with my skin, with my natural scent, with my natural. If I were to just be in the woods for like a week and just bathe with water and I'm just like living, what does my composition
Never
with the
do
foods
that.
that I?
Never. This is a hipster
What was
shit.
it? No,
Never
what
do
was what was that guy who went offline? Now he's on YouTube. The Outdoor Boys. Yeah, so Outdoor Boy shit. I'm just like out there with him.
Yeah.
But like, what does me naturally bring out as far as like scents, like which scents would match? I think that's a really good thing to bring up because most people don't know. Most people don't know. Like, hey, I might spray, fucking whatever Dior scent on me, spray it on my friend. In 3 hours, it's different. I like it better on that person than on me, or vice versa.
The key is this: how you would calculate this is you have to spend some time
Mm-hmm.
spraying it on paper.
Okay.
And then spraying it on yourself and seeing the difference after the alcohol or
Yes.
the
Yes.
base.
Yes.
Because there could be different bases, right? There's alcohol base, and then there's perfumery base.
Yes.
Right. There's many different. There's oil base. There's salt bases. You have to see how that finishes on you versus how it finishes on the paper.
Yeah.
The paper is neutral.
Well, that's the other good thing to bring up, because, for example, it's like spray on neck and like body, or spray on clothes, because your clothes will not react the way that your skin does.
Your clothes are a neutral base.
Exactly, the neutral base, and they generally won't have an associated change in temperature with. You might get hot throughout the day, and that might do something to the oil. Like that might have a reaction with whatever scent you're putting on.
Just a couple things just to cover our bases.
Sure.
If you are a Middle Eastern, you're very hairy, just generally, you're a hairy person, you have dark complexion or medium to dark complexion, you are going to have heavy body odor. There's two types of basically deodorants that you can use. It's a very simple concept. If you're an Asian or a white or Caucasian or a light skin, generally your body odor is less, especially Asians.
Especially Asians, yes.
They don't sweat as much. They don't have bigger sweat glands. They don't have bigger pores. So they can use non-aluminum gels, hard gels. So like a blue Old Spice. Right? The smelly motherfuckers, such as myself, you are not one of us. You're closer to the Asians. You can use the hard gels with no aluminum. I suggest everybody look at their deodorants and make sure it's not aluminum. If it's white, it has aluminum. If it's gel, blue, green, red,
clear,
clear, it has no aluminum. But look at the composition. The smelly motherfuckers have to use the wet gels. The wet gels are annoying because one, the benefit is that it stays on you for a long time because the thickness ratio, the WFT, wet applied, is very thick. So as it dries,
you're hilarious though. Fucking wet film thickness. I know what that is from paint. That's fucking hilarious.
This is one of the years
DFT and
where
WFT.
The C-Max, the dihexa, all these little fucking peptides, it's coming in, and I see you witnessing me have these recalls where you're like, damn, I didn't think this guy was going to have these fucking recalls.
That's impressive.
Right? The other day, I had that recall on Telegram yesterday. With the Jesuits.
Oh yeah, with the Drews. I was like, get the fuck out.
This guy, he knows some shit. He knows some shit, right? And essentially, that's your base as far as smelling bad stuff.
Yeah.
The other aspect is you have to spend some time at Shoppers,
wherever
your cologne place is, and you have to understand this. If you live in a hot temperament, or you're in a summer feature or a winter feature, the difference is this. Summer feature, you're going to expand that smell. Whatever smell you put on your body or your clothes, you're going to expand that. It's going to be stronger.
Yeah.
If you're in a winter, there is winter colognes, there's summer colognes, we talked about this already. But if you put it on your skin on the winter, it's preferred. It's recommended.
Yeah.
In the summer, you want to put it on your clothes. And the reason you want to put it on your clothes is less variables.
Right.
As you sweat up and down, and I'm in construction, so
sure.
We stink more. We run around. We fucking stress, all this shit. Budget meetings. Fuck you.
You're just
budget meetings at the worst time on real estate, in the worst city in the world in real estate. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna smell like shit. So key is dress light in the summer. Make sure that you're not over sweating, and put it on your clothes. Wintertime, you can put it on your skin. The problem with putting it on your skin is you have to apply more. You're gonna spend more money, but the nice thing is that it will, whatever you put on, it will combine with your general humidity and your pheromones.
Yeah.
That pheromone shit is directly linked to your significant other, how much they find you attractive per day. Hopefully Sabrina's not listening to this, but if you guys are having a spicy night, you know, and you go through these step-by-step things that I'm telling you, you will find a drastic change in her.
You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. You know, there are days when by accident it all kind of lines up, and you're like, okay, this is different. Like that's all I'm gonna say. It's different. You know what I mean, and for the better. But switching up real quick to that, you're funny. You're like, if you listen, I don't know how. I think Sabrina's phone is fucked up. I don't know what happened, but every time since the last episode that we posted, every time she gets into her car, it's our fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Every time. Bro, you know what? She is so fucking annoyed. It's so hilarious because she's like, I've heard this part like too many times. She's like, yo, so shout out to Sabrina. She's so fucking.
Shout out to Sabrina.
She's so over it. It's
I remember I
fucking
started
hilarious.
saying that.
It's fucking hilarious. She's so over it.
Conjugation of her name, and initially I think you were upset. You're like, no, it's not this, it's not that. It's Sabrina.
Well, she doesn't like Sabrines, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Sabrines is like the reason it's important to say her name like this is I'll explain why it's important. Listen, to get the welcome in the friend group, to get the acceptance, you will have to get a nickname.
It's true. Right? You don't choose your nickname.
You don't choose your
nickname. You never do.
Right? I personally, I'm not going to talk too much of this. I'm not going to blow this up, but I respect the aspects of what she's done throughout the years.
Yeah.
Right? I have grown to like her over the years, as far as just respect.
Yeah,
as far
sure.
as my buddy's
wife
or whatever the fuck, right? And that is key. Don't focus on the name. Focus on the understanding and focus on the relation, the aura, the honor. Right? That's the key.
I'll tell her to fast forward to this part.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Every time we enter, because her phone's the first one that's linked to the car, so get it, and then you can see it right there on the dash. It says funny but foul. She's like, fuck again. It's so funny.
First great responsibility is to honor the silence of his father, who carried burdens he never complained about.
That's a good one. Discipline will take you places where motivation never can.
Fuck. You know, the kind of raging boners I get from quotes has surprised me. Never in my life have I ever thought, if you ever asked me 10 years ago, Arman, you think you're going to get raging boners from big booty chicks? Or you think you're going to get raging boners from amazing quotes that are said from people who are 100, 200, 500,000 years ago that are still relatable? Give me fucking goosebumps on my ass hairs, bro.
I got one more for you.
Yeah.
You got to love your way through the failures of your relationships. You never know if you're in the last one until you're in it. To Kavinsky, R.I.P., legend in the industry.
How did he die?
Still don't know.
That's crazy. That's insane.
He just turned 50.
That's insane that we don't know.
Yeah.
It's insane. When you see that kind of shit, I automatically think it's drugs.
Yeah. A lot of the times in that part of the world, like, music, film, and stuff, when you hear about early deaths, you usually think of it's either an accident or drugs or murder.
What do you think of LeBron going to the Philly?
Fuck, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Tell me quickly, 2-minute.
Did you see his salary?
Yeah.
Bro, he was third highest or fourth, because we looked this up. We looked this up recently.
Yeah.
He was like, what, third, fourth highest paid in the league?
Fifth, I think.
Yeah. And now he's like, he's taking in a ginormous, like, I've never seen a pay cut like this for a guy who's still playing close to the level that he was.
Do you remember what his salary is?
But what it was?
No, what it is now.
It's $8 million. It's the vet minimum, but it's a LeBron vet minimum, basically.